The NFL has been turned upside down. Teams that were supposed to be winning are now losing, and teams that were supposed to be losing are now winning. And it's just like the Cheshire Cat said, we're all mad out here. Here's my top 10 power rankings for week 4. Starting with number 10, the Seattle Seahawks, who put the beat down on the New Orleans Saints like they were a bully in a back alley. Let's talk about Sam Darnold here. 2 touchdowns along with Kenneth Walker's 2 touchdowns. Now, Sam Darnold didn't look really good in week 1, but since then he's looked pretty solid. Not to mention that defense that has just kept improving, saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Until finally they've only allowed 47 points in the year. This team, I think, could be a sleeper wildcard team. I said it in my NFC West rankings. The NFC West is by far the best division in football. My only problem with them is they haven't played the kind of opponents that scream out, look at me, we're a good team. They lost to the 49ers, and recently they just beat the New Orleans Saints. At number 9, the San Francisco 49ers, who would have been a lot higher had it not been for the injuries to Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, and others. I mean, they should probably rename their team the San Francisco Infirmary Ward. Having said that, they only allowed 5 touchdowns in the first 3 weeks of the season. The defense has been improved with Robert Saleh coming back after his short stint in New York. Offense is being carried by Christian McCaffrey. This guy has been putting the team on their back, and Mac Jones has just done enough to keep them in ball games and win against those Arizona Cardinals, who are going to be pesky this year. But moving on to number 8, it's Daniel Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts, who were supposed to be bottom dwellers in the AFC South, according to myself. But they've turned into the surprise team of the first 3 weeks. Will they continue on? Danny Dimes has looked good. He's 3rd in yards. Jonathan Taylor is 1st in yards. Only 1 punt, and that was last week. It came 3 weeks into the season. They went from the mid-20s to the top 10 on defensive points allowed. Talk about a change in momentum. And I think Anthony Richardson should probably go pick up some applications at the local Best Buy, because I think his career is done after Danny Dimes just showed what a real quarterback looks like. The reason why they're not higher is because I just don't trust them right now. Like, yeah, they beat the Denver Broncos, who are 1-2. They beat the Tennessee Titans this week. Good. They got to play the Rams this week. If they can beat them, then maybe we'll start talking. And at number 7, it's the Detroit Lions, and it looks like they found their Hakuna Matata, because they ain't got no worries.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
When it came to the Baltimore Ravens, they punched the ball out. Hutchinson and Muhammad are those center blocks on that defensive line. Dan Campbell has more balls than Sean Payton, going for it on 4th down and short. Montgomery and Gibbs were excellent last night, and I know they lost to the Green Bay Packers, but the Green Bay Packers are a very good defense. I'll get to them later. Goff has a 7-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and it can only go up from here, correct? Because they got to play the Cleveland Browns, and if they can knock off the Browns where the Green Bay Packers failed to do so, then we'll really be talking about who's the king of the North, the Cheeseheads or the Lions. But at number 6, we got the Los Angeles Rams, who for 3 quarters looked like they were better than the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they were playing great football. Kieran Williams was running all over the defense, making them looked like they were chasing a chicken around the field like it was Rocky. Puka Nacua is a monster with 333 yards, but the defense has been just average. They have a top offense, though, but this week they play the Colts. I don't know what this game is going to be. Could it be that the Rams go 2-2, or do they get right and get back to where they once belonged? We shall see. But at number 5, we're starting at the cream of the crop. Ooh, yeah. The Green Bay Packers. They have a great defense. Rashawn Gary has 4.5 sacks. Micah Parsons is the pickup of the offseason. Jordan Love was playing efficient for a while. The running game was doing solid. And then they played the Browns, where they just couldn't move the ball, score any points. I mean, they scored 10 of them, but when it mattered most, Jordan Love threw an ill-advised pass to the Cleveland secondary, or the Cleveland linebackers, one or the other. It doesn't matter. All we know is that Jordan Love threw an interception. Boom. Tie game at 10. Going for a field goal. Good enough? Block. Recovered at the 40-something yard line, and then they lose to the Cleveland Browns. And all I've got to say is, I knew it was going to be a trap game. I just didn't know if they were going to win or lose that game, but the Browns are sneaky, so buyer beware. Does that mean the Green Bay Packers are bad? No, I think they're one of the top teams in the NFC, but they got to play the Cowboys. And Josh Jacobs, you had a hell of a streak, but it's ended. And at number 4, and I forgot about them last week, that's why they were not there last week, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. Put on your Superman cape and pump out your chest, because you are Mr. Comeback. I mean, after that blocked field goal for a touchdown, we didn't know if they were going to actually win the game. The Jets were dancing on the sideline like this. And then all of a sudden, boom, a pass to Igbuka. Boom, a pass to Sterling Shepard. A field goal and a win. I mean, they don't have an offensive line to speak of. The defense is looking a lot better this year, but the real story of this team is Baker Mayfield, and maybe he's not getting all the yards that a top quarterback should, but he is finding ways to win like he's a magician pulling a rabbit out of the hat. But what do I think? I think they're average statistically. They have a game against the Philadelphia Eagles. More on them later. But at number 3, the Los Angeles Chargers, who came away with the field goal victory and put the Denver Broncos into the pasture instead of at the tracks. Herbert has the magic in him, and my brother called him mid a while ago, and I would like to hear an apology from him. Hampton looked pretty good. Derwin James and that defense is top 3 in points allowed. Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in college, NFL, you name it, he turns his team into winners. And you got to ask, what is he putting in the water? You got some performance-enhancing drugs you want to tell us about? I'm just kidding. But they need consistency. They're not consistent. A lot of the times they've had to come back or make plays at the end of the game instead of really taking the reins and just dragging the opponent through the mud like a chariot, pulling apart a person by 4 sides. It's a little graphic, wasn't it? And at number 2, we got the Buffalo Bills, and Josh Allen from Fireball, California has pulled some stuff out of his sleeve to make that offense run. They're still lacking a number 1 receiver other than the tight ends like Knox and Kincaid and Hawes. But Josh Allen has been the one consistent, and a lot of people said, oh, he's not going to be good this year. Suck on that baby, because he is all good. And we got Chris Collinsworth munching on Patrick Mahomes all day for garbage passes. But let's move on to James Cook, who could really run that rock. He's a chef. He's the King James of the NFL. If we've got King Henry, then he's King James. We got a defense that's pretty solid. They can use some work. They're making plays when they need to. Josh Allen has 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions so far, not including rushing touchdowns. They are really darn good. But at number one in my heart, number 1 on the field, the Philadelphia Eagles, I was calling for the offensive coordinator to be fired. Do something. I don't know what you're doing. For 3 quarters, the team looked like they were running in quicksand. For 3 quarters, it looked like a high school team against an NFL team. For 3 quarters, I was disheartened. But then they woke up. Jalen Hurts showed why he's a top 5 quarterback, threw for 246 yards after throwing for only 17 yards in the first half. Saquon Barkley still needs to get it going, but at least A.J. Brown's had 6 catches for over 100 yards. The defense is great. Jalen Carter, Zach Bond, Adoree Jackson. Hope you get well. I may not think you're a very good player, but I don't want to see you get injured. Whew! This team is full of leaders, and they found a way to win, and you want to see that. This week, they got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it could be a pretty good game. They're average on defense, at least from the numbers-wise. They are 29th in passing, but top 10 in rushing. Got to pick up those numbers, guys. But this is your final power rankings, the definitive one. And if you have a problem with it, let me know in the comments. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. We can still be friends. But if you like football analysis, I am only 3 subscribers away from 120. So, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next video, because this is HillTimeSports. Adios.